And now we have this grid. If we want to mix these around, great. Let's say that we wanted to move this entire row and move it down here. What we can actually do is we can click and drag, and then it will select those 3 layers, and we can bring it down. Remember how I said that everything can have a modifier key on it, and that will help it improve? Well, that's the same here. If I click and drag, it'll kind of move it all around, and it'll be fine. If I hold down the modifier keys, different things will happen. So what I want to do is I want to constrain it. So I want to make it so it goes down in a straight line. And in this case, the modifier key to use is Shift. And that makes it so it goes in a consistent straight line, either vertically or horizontally. If I hit the other modifier keys, other things happen like duplicating and other stuff. But for now, Shift is what we really care about. So I'm going to drag these down, and then I'm going to Shift select these, drag these up, Shift select these, or not Shift select, I'm just like dragging them, move these up. And let's actually move this up here. One problem that you might be having is you might be moving it up here so it overlaps exactly. And so then when you try to click and drag, it's moving all 6 at once because there's no way to click and drag it together. And if you do that, you just need to click outside of it. And I would say move them back down to here. And essentially what I'm doing is I'm making it so it moves higher than it. And then I can click and drag like this. That's just a way to move a bunch of them all at the same time. Let's say you really like this guy and you decide that you want him to be here multiple times. You want there to be 2 pictures of him. You can duplicate the layer by going to this and then going here to duplicate. So this duplicates the layer. This is either create a new blank layer, or if you just click and drag, you now have 2 layers of this. So I can have this guy over here. Another way to do that is if I were to click on this, notice that it jumps to the layer. If I hold down Alt, I can get it so it duplicates right there. I mean, we can keep going into layers for a while. Let's say that I want this right here to kind of be just kind of a combination of these 2. There's actually all sorts of different layer options. If you go into here where it says normal, I can set it on multiply, and then it gets a crazy combination. Let me undo that. Or you can go into overlay, and I'm not going to get into these too much right here. You can kind of get to some cheesy Photoshop effects, or there's some powerful things. Right here it gets into Cheese Town. You can also lower the opacity, so you can kind of see through one and see the other. So there's a lot of powerful things that can be done with that. I don't think that I would actually use that like this, so I just wanted you to be aware of that. Let's say that in the middle of all this, you want it to be a solid color with some text on it. So in order to do that, you need to see how to make solid colors. You need to see how to add text. Let's get into that in the next video.